Texas State Inspection, what's going on? Starting January 1st, 2025, a really big change is going on. If you live outside of one of the 17 emissions counties, the short version is you're not going to have any more inspections at all. The safety's going away and you're done. If you're a commercial vehicle, commercial trailers, things like that, go to the DPS website in the state of Texas and get the information you need there. For everybody else, the only time you're going to need an inspection is if you're in one of the 17 emissions counties. There's going to be one more in 2026. I'll tell you about all those here in just a minute. But anything newer than 1996 in Emissions County, you're going to get your emissions inspection. What does that mean? So the simple thing is, we're still going to plug into the vehicle for 1996 or newer. That's OBD2 or newer stuff, and not an EV. Hybrids are still going to have the emissions inspections. We're going to just plug it in and go through the system and do all the tests it requires, and you'll get your passing report so you can get your vehicle registration. Or the registration fees going away for Texas State Inspection. The fees are all going to stay the same. The fee you used to pay on the safety side is now going to go to the state side. When you go to get your tags, called a replacement fee. You can look up the DPS website to see what those fees are. I don't set them, that's just what we're being told. What about the rest of the emissions inspections? Is it just going to be plugged in? Is that going to be all of it? Well, we're not entirely sure. I've been researching the House bill, and I looked up the House bill on this thing, and I had read through it. The shorter version of it's about 16 pages. It's House Bill 3297, and it's still a little fuzzy on what they're asking for. We're going to have to dive in deeper, or just wait until DPS gives us a little bit more information. Things like gas caps, are we still going to check those? Are we going to still take your gas cap and remove it from your vehicle and check it? Or if it's the kind that doesn't have a gas cap, then do we just say that we looked at it and it looks sealed and not tampered with? That we're not entirely sure of. Gas caps are emissions things, but the vehicles are also more than capable of identifying an emissions leak from a bad gas cap, right? We call them evaporative codes, and it can pick up really small leaks and, of course, large gross leaks. So is that going to go away and they're just going to rely on that system? How about catalytic converters and other emissions devices, EGR valves, things like that in some of the older vehicles and some newer ones now, under the hood? Are we going to do a visual inspection as we always have for that? Why we were looking for all the safety items, your lights and wipers and things like that, tint on the windows, that's all going away. But are we going to still visually be required to look for catalytic converters, gas caps, look under the hood of the vehicle and see if those items are still there? I don't know. I've tried to research it, not positive. We're going to just wait on a little bit more direction from the state as this moves forward. So, I don't know, Chapter 4 and the inspection procedures in our manual, is that it's going to be rewritten some shape or form or fashion. Did I say that right? So we'll see what happens. And, we're not even going to be looking at brakes anymore for stopping distances and things like that. That's going to all be up to you, the vehicle owner, to do what we used to do way back in the day, right? We'd walk around our vehicle before we went anywhere, look at all our tires, check our lights. Heck, we even pop the hood every fuel fill up and check the fluids, especially the oil. That was a big deal. Vehicles are more reliable these days, and they monitor more systems for us, including tire pressure for that matter. But they don't tell us if we've got steel belts hanging out of our tires when we're fixing on a long trip. So that's going to be incumbent upon you, the vehicle owner, driver, operator, to make sure your vehicle is going to be reliable for your trip and safe for your family and those around you. Okay, emissions counties. You can look this up online, but since you're here giving me the time to do this for you, here's the counties. Okay, it's that you have to have your emissions inspection completed. Brazoria, Fort Bend, Galveston, Harris, Montgomery counties, Collin, Dallas, Denton, Ellis, Johnson, Kaufman, Parker, Rockwall, and Tarrant counties, Travis and Williamson counties, and El Paso County. In 2026, they're adding, I hope I'm saying this right, Bexar, Bexar County. will be added to the list of counties. I didn't look it up where it is, but if you're in that county in 2026, it's going to be required. So that's pretty much everything. Like I said, I'm just going to reiterate on commercial vehicles. You're still going to be subject to the same current laws that you are now. I've read where there's going to be some changes on trailers. I don't know what size trailer entirely, but I think for the majority of us that are not using commercial trailers, we'll even have the option to register them between 1 and 5 years, which is kind of a neat thing. Instead of having to remember, if you have several trailers like I do, you got to remember every year to go back and get each one of those registered. So I would like the option to be able to have these things, be good for 5 years. So you can check that out there in that same House bill I was telling you about. You can look up Texas House Bill 3297, and then you work your way into the bill, into the Word or PDF document. It's like 16 pages long, and there's a section in there, and I didn't write down what page it is, on trailers. And I thought that was kind of a neat thing. If that's not new, I didn't know about it, and I haven't noticed it on the registration. But to me, it's new, and I'm sharing that with you. And that's all we have here. This is longer than a 60-second short video, so I wanted to share this with you. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to tell you. I think that's about it. Remember, law enforcement is still going to be able to look, find, observe, and stop you and let you know if they see an unsafe condition or an illegal condition on your vehicle. And one that comes to mind quickly is window tint. You have the laws about what you can't do across your windshield. You have what's called the AS1 line. That's across the top. It has some lines marking it about 4 to 5 inches down on how dark that can be. Nothing below that. The tint requirement, the minimum tint requirement, and I should have this top of my head. I think it's like 30 or 35%. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Don't beat me up here. On the drivers and passengers front windows, all the glass from behind the driver passenger going back, as far as I can remember, and I'm pretty sure, can be blacked out. It can be as dark as you want. And I think that's tint, but that's just one that comes to mind. So, if you want to give law enforcement an opportunity to pull you over, make contact with you, meet you, and say hello, nothing wrong with that. But if you don't have the time in your day to stop and take care of that, then probably make sure all your lights and things are always working. Wiper blades. Make sure your wiper blades are working. We shouldn't have to have any kind of rules for that. I hate it when it's raining and I can't see out my windshield. And the time I usually remember that I need wipers is the next time it rains. It's just the way it is, and I know I'm not alone. So that's a good thing for you to check regularly. Maybe not having inspection stations perform those inspections, maybe it's going to help all of us remember we need to check our own stuff and be safe out there. So that's everything I got. Please like and subscribe. It really helps our channel. We're a small group here. And if you have any comments, kind, please, constructive, good for the cause, please put them in the box down there after you like and subscribe. Thanks so much. Have a good day.